Hello class, welcome to 5.2, Solve Systems of Equations by Substitution. As the name says, we're going to substitute one inside another. We have two equations in a system, so we are asked to substitute one equation inside another equation so that we could solve the system. Remember that solving here means to find x and y, right? You can think of it graphically, where we said if the two lines meet, they meet at a point. The point of intersection is the common point for both the lines. Therefore, that is the point that becomes the solution to the system. So to find the solution, we need to find x and y. With two equations and two variables, it's pretty hard. Therefore, if we could collapse that into one equation with one variable, then we will be able to solve it using the techniques we learned in chapter 2. So we'll look at the first question, and let me number them. The first equation, I'm going to call it equation 1. Second equation will be equation 2. So now I have to plug one inside the other, any one. I just would like to choose to plug in equation 1 inside equation 2. For that to happen, we need to know what to plug in and where to plug in, right? So to kind of make things easy, we want to solve for y maybe in the first equation because that seems to be the easier variable to solve for. And when you solve for y, you get an equation, everything in terms of x. And that is what you're going to plug in the place of y in the second equation. That's the idea. So let's actually work this to get a better understanding. So I take equation 1, and let's write that out as 2x plus y equals 7. I need to solve for y. So I'll just say solve for any one variable. In this case, we're choosing y. So I'll say y in this case. Y has no coefficient, right? There's no number in front of y. So it just makes it easier to solve for y. We could have done it for x as well. 2x plus y equals 7. Let's subtract 2x on both sides. Y equals negative 2x plus 7. I like to write the negative 2x first and then the 7, although it's not wrong to do 7 minus 2x. I like to put it this way because it resembles the slope-intercept form, right? Y equals mx plus b. I like that form. And I like to call this 1a. 1a because this is just a rearrangement of equation 1, isn't it? So we just call it 1a. Our job is to plug in 1a in the unused equation, which is equation 2. So substitute 1a in 2. Now 1a is solved for y. So if you look at equation 2, where you see y, that's where we're going to plug in 1a, the expression we got for y, so that the equation becomes completely in terms of x. So I say substitute 1a in equation 2 in the place of y. Okay, let's write equation 2. Let me scroll up. X minus 2y equals 6. Okay, so x minus 2 times open parentheses for the y because that's where you're going to plug in, right? And that will be negative 2x plus 7 because that is your 1a, right? 1a is plugged in there, all right? Now distribute. I'll just write it in one more step. Okay, I need some room there. Okay, minus 2, negative 2x plus 7 equals 6. Let's show the distribution here. Remember, you're distributing the negative 2. So negative 2 times negative 2x is positive. So always do the signs first. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 2x is 4x. Likewise, for the next arch, negative times the positive is negative. 2 times 7 is 14 equals 6. You are very well versed in solving these kind of problems. So then it becomes a breeze to collect all the like terms, isolate x, and so on. Right? So those are like terms, so that becomes 5x minus 14 equals 6. Add 14 on both sides. 5x equals 20. Now go ahead and solve for x, isolate x, by dividing by 5 on both sides. X equals 4. Very nice. We found one of the variables, but we need to solve for the other variable as well. So x equals 4 will be useful in helping us find the y. Now go back and see which equation would be useful in finding y. We have equations 1, 2, and 1a. If you look at 1a, it's already solved for y, right? So if we need to find the value for y, it's a good idea to use 1a. So I'm going to pull 1a, y equals negative 2x plus 7. So let's say substitute x equals 4 in 1a to find y. Okay, so 1a is y equals negative 2x plus 7, right? So y equals negative 2 times x plus 7. X takes the value 4. Simplify this, negative 8 plus 7. Y equals negative 1, right? So we found x and y, the ordered pair. Let's write that here. The ordered pair, because you know it's a point, right? Graphically, it's a point, and points are written as ordered pairs. You found x and y, you need to write it as an ordered pair. Your x was, I'll just write here x comma y, which is 4 comma negative 1, right? That the ordered pair we found is the solution to the system. Is there a way to check if our answer is right? Of course, we've done that in the previous section where we verified the solution to a system. Okay, so we do the check now. I'd like to divide this into two parts because we have two equations. And so the first equation, equation 1, was 2x. So you go back to the original equations. So 2x plus y equals 7, and equation 2 is x minus 2y equals 6. We're going to plug in for x and y here, and that will tell us if our answer is right. Put a question mark there. Question mark. Okay, so x is 4, y is negative 1. X is 4, y is negative 1. Okay, from this point on, I'm going to first do the left side and then move on to the right side. Okay, 8 plus times negative 1 is negative 1. 7 equals 7. Good. We've got a true statement there. We hope it's true because we really took the pains to solve this, right? Okay, that will be a 2. So 6 equals 6. Very nice. We got true statements, thus verifying our solution. Let's look at another problem. Solve the system by substitution. Now in this case, again, let's call them 1 and 2. In this case, now equation 2 is already solved for y, which is an excellent thing, because we can now plug in equation 2 in equation 1. Okay. In the previous problem, we did equation 1 inside equation 2, but here we're going to do 2 in 1. Remember, the rule just said to substitute one equation inside another. So we'll start off nicely by substituting. So I'll say substitute equation 2 in equation 1. Okay. So equation 2, or rather, I'll call it equation 1 because I directly plug in the 2. X plus y equals -1 is our equation 1. So x plus y equals -1, which is the y is going to be x plus 5. And I will just say this is equation 2 plugged in. All right, now distribute. So x plus 5 equals -1. Combine the like terms. That gives you 2x plus 5 equals -1. Subtract 5 on both sides. 2x equals -6. Divide by 2 on both sides. X equals -3. All right, we found x again, and now we need to find y from this. So come back here and decide which one. Well, we didn't have a 1a because we didn't have to do that step. It was kind of done for us in the original equation, right? So we need to find y, and equation 2 is already solved for y. So we're going to plug it in equation 2. Okay. Substitute x equals -3 in equation 2. Equation 2 was given to be y equals x plus 5. So now let's plug in for x as -3. Y equals -3 plus 5, which is +2. So the ordered pair -3, 2 is the solution to the system. As always, perform the check. I leave the check to you, but perform check to verify your answer. That's it, class. I will see you in the next video.